So what I would like to challenge you to do is over the next 3 days or over the weekend, go out there and get your next. All right, so let's talk about all of those friction points that you have in your life that's holding you back from getting to the levels that you want to get to. And I'm talking about the things that manifest themselves in different ways, but almost always comes back down to time management and what your priorities are. And an example of that for most people is that they're always trying to grow a business to a point of making a X number of dollars or gross revenue or net revenue or this many customers or this many clients, which usually always comes down to a level of success based off of revenue. Now, for most people, the most difficult part about that is going out there and getting a customer or selling the product or actually doing whatever it takes to bring in the money. Now, if you boil that down into what I'm saying about things becoming more often than not a time management problem or a priorities problem, here's what I mean. So if you know that you spent 10 hours per day reaching out to businesses, then you would make X amount of dollars or somewhere around X amount of dollars, but you just never find yourself reaching out to that many businesses per day, then it becomes a clear issue of a time management problem. You're not allocating enough time to go do that. And I don't know why that is, but usually it's a priorities thing. Your list of priorities isn't in order. If your priorities were growing your business or getting those customers or investing the time in yourself to figure out how to get those customers, then you would make progress in that area. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if that makes sense. And let's dive a little deeper into that because, like I said, it manifests itself in so many different ways. If you don't give yourself some sort of urgency to do these things, it almost becomes impossible to make any headway, make any progress. So what I like to do is I give myself the urgency of a deadline. And an example of that would be whenever we do a product launch, right? We create software, we create strategies in my business, and oftentimes we do what's called an affiliate launch, where we create a launch on our special software or our product, and for 4 or 5 days we put a special price out there and people can buy it for a special pricing for a limited time. So that's a sense of urgency. For 4 days you can get this thing for a limited time pricing. So people that look at it, they look at this offer, they are feeling a sense of urgency to go and do it. Otherwise, they're gonna have to pay a much higher price. So I use that same example to actually getting the content and the software and the strategy done and ready for market. Because creating a product, creating a strategy, systemizing it, productizing it, that all takes a lot of work. If you haven't done that before, it takes a lot of work. You got to record the videos, you got to write the copy, you got to make the graphics, you got to go out there and test the strategies, you got to take action on this thing, and then put all that together and teach people how to do it. So in that same way, we give ourselves a deadline. We say all of it has to be done by this specific date. And nobody wants to fall short of a deadline. And that is a massive leg up. If you can harness this strategy in effect by giving yourself deadlines that you have to meet, like no questions asked, you have to go out and do these 5 things by this date, or these 10 things by this date, then you are going to take massive action toward it. Because as the days go by that you do not do that thing, you are going to put more sacrifice out there to make it possible. You're gonna not do that thing you had to do with your friends. You're gonna cancel that dinner or cancel that date night movie event or whatever it is that you had to do to make room for this thing that you need to honor your commitment on. So for those of you that are watching this, I challenge you to build a simple challenge, a simple deadline into your life right now. And what I'm talking about, because I know a lot of people that follow me are building a business, have a business and looking to grow a business, or looking to make more money or more customers. Those are more often than not why people follow me. They look to get those types of strategies and replicate what I'm doing. So what I would like to challenge you to do is over the next 3 days or over the weekend, go out there and get your next or your first customer. So if you don't have any customers, you're gonna go out there and in 3 days, make a promise to yourself, make a commitment to get out there and go get your next customer. And if you don't know how to go get a customer, then I'm gonna put a link to the description in a step-by-step blueprint that you can follow on how to get your next customer. This is a verified, battle-tested way for you to replicate in your life and in your business to go out and get your next customer. All you have to do is go through this information and put it into play for yourself and make that urgency of a commitment and a deadline in your life so that you can go out there and get after that next customer or that first customer if it's your first one. So let me know in the comments below if you're committed to that challenge. I would love to see a bunch of people that are gonna take action and get that next customer, which translates into more money, more revenue in their business, which will then eventually translate into more freedom in your life because you now have revenue where you can start making some longer term decisions in your business, like figuring out where to allocate the money that you bring in to help grow it in different ways that do not depend upon you. So I hope you can start to future pace on what that might look like for you in your business if you start right here, right now, with giving yourself a deadline of going out there and getting your next or your first customer. And if you don't know how to do that, you don't know what to sell, go right now to the link in the description of this video and follow my blueprint so you can go get your next customer or your first customer. That's it. Now go.